Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's Rat here, or you may better know me as Ed. And we are here as always, Winter
Hello.
and Mug. That's I made that sound way more depressing than it should have been. I have something in my throat. Anyways, so today we're gonna be talking about chairs and shit, I guess, and
That's true.
how to do an obscene amount of damage with it.
Yes.
I was
to briefly explain for all of those at home, we have decided to challenge each other to come up with who can do the most damage with a single wooden chair, which we have agreed is a 1d8 bludgeoning damage weapon that has the two-handed and heavy properties. And 1/20th level character, one round of combat with 2 actions or bonus actions as kind of some pre-warming up spells that you would have prepared beforehand.
In other words, unlike our other previous podcast episodes where they're somewhat educational, this one's just a shit post. So
Kind of, yeah.
Again, I guess it's educational if you want to do a lot of damage with the chair, but I didn't do my homework, so because I was more so busy writing about the campaign, which we will be recording eventually. So I'm gonna be serving as the baseline while the other two try to compete over who can do more damage.
Yes, the baseline of a 9th level catapult.
9th level, yeah. Well, you did more than me, that's for sure, because like I said, I've been busy writing up fucking pages and pages of lore, so... Well, I guess with that being said, I guess we can somehow very flawlessly segue into this.
Yes, so...
You want us to start?
Maybe we should start with the baseline.
Okay, so the baseline, so... I'm trying to find it right now in the player's handbook, where it actually says word for word what the fuck catapult does.
That's because catapult's not in the player's handbook.
It's not in the player's handbook. So, I'm just gonna Google it. Thank you, Google. So, the way that catapult works is you won't be doing damage with the chair itself, but more so from the momentum from projecting the chair. So, the way it works is you can choose an item that weighs about 1 to 5 pounds within range that isn't being worn or carried, and then it flies up to 90 feet in the direction you choose before falling to the ground, stopping early if it impacts against a solid surface. Now, on a failed save, the object strikes the target and stops moving, and when the object strikes something, the object and what it strikes each take 3d8 bludgeoning damage. And every time you increase the level, so every time you try to cast this at a higher level, you increase its damage by an additional 1d8. So it is a first level spell, so its baseline is 3d8 damage. So, which means if we cast it at a 9th level, that means we add an additional 8 1d8s. Which means we have approximately 11 d8s. And if you do some basic multiplication, it's about 88 damage that you can hit as a maximum. So that's 88 bludgeoning damage at a 9th level catapult cast. Can anyone make sure I do my math right here?
Yeah, you did your math right. 11d8.
Yeah, 11d8. So that alone is a shit ton. It is a comically amount of damage for how high level you would have to be in order to actually cast this at 9th level in the first place. So that will serve as the baseline. So let's see what the other two have come up with in order to beat the 88 damage, assuming you hit 8 on every single die. So we're assuming right now you are hitting the absolute highest number you could hit in theory with whatever strategy you choose beforehand.
Yeah, crit numbers should be taken separately. Fortunately, catapult doesn't crit.
Yeah.
It can't crit, so...
It's a spell in which you throw something between 1 to 5 pounds. So yeah, it cannot crit, unfortunately.
It's a save spell.
Yep.
Mug, do you want to go next? Mm-hmm.
Is it recording?
Well, I restarted it.
That's fine. I'll do some fancy schmancy editing tricks behind the scenes. It'll be much more of a pain in the ass for me to set up, but I can probably set it up correctly.
Either way, what I have is a barbarian, multi-classed into a paladin.
Okay.
They are raging. They will have reckless, so they can get advantage on rolls, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Then they will be hitting them along with Divine Smite to gosh, I forget what spell slots you get at 10th level.
10th level for Paladin, you have 4 first levels, 3 second levels, and 2 third levels.
And you'll be casting your Divine Smite at a 4th level.
How?
How?
Yeah. If it's 10th level Paladin, you only have access to 3rd level spell slots.
Oh, wait, you said 4th level.
No, I said 3rd level.
Oh, well then 3rd level then.
You got 4 at 1st level, 3 at 2nd level, and then 2 at 3rd level.
I swear I heard a 4th level, but I think that's just me being kind of tired.
Probably.
Either way, they'll be casting Divine Smite at a 3rd level, which is... gosh, let me look.
I believe 4d8 on a normal target for 3rd level smite.
Let me quickly get over to my paladin over here. To the paladin over here. So, an extra... So, yeah, an extra 1d8 per spell slot level with a base of 2d8. And then Rage, advantage on Strength. Damage roll. Gosh. Yeah, that's about all I have, to be honest. I didn't do that much research. I just knew that.
48?
48 on the Divine Smite, and then I don't know what the Raging would do for me on that one.
So assuming
Rage
the chair,
would give you +3 to the damage for each hit.
and assuming the chair itself does 1d8 damage. So this is you hitting with the
Yeah.
chair,
Yeah.
right? So that means 5d8 damage. So far, the catapult still does more damage and also requires an infinitely less amount of resources.
If you
Yeah.
hit both times, it's 10d8 plus... let's see. If you have a 5 in strength, which I assume we're all working off of the max stats here.
Like I
Yeah.
said, this is all theoretical. This is the
Yeah.
theoretical maximum amount of damage that you can hit.
Yeah.
So that would be 10d8 plus 16, I believe.
Okay, so that actually does more damage than the catapult then.
Not a ton more, but a little bit
Yeah.
more.
It's
Yeah.
neck and neck. Well, actually, it's 11d8 for the catapult. And it's 10d8 plus an amount. So it is slightly more.
Yeah.
Would that be technically
Just
12
slightly.
d8s?
No, it would be 10d8s because it's 4d8 for the smite plus 1d8
No,
for the chair.
but I'm going to be dividing the 16s into their actual own dice. So just to do the comparison a little bit easier, at least on my behalf. So if the 11d8 is for the catapult and 10d8 plus 16, you can divide 16 by 2 to get another 2d8 from there. So hence it's 10 plus 2, which makes 12d8 damage maximum. Which you can use that for multiplication easier, and then therefore maximum damage about 96.
True, but
Which-
that is also maximum damage.
Which means that is 8 more damage, theoretically. So that does actually be the baseline, yes.
Still,
Not bad.
yeah. With my minimal research, still hitting around 96-ish damage.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad for 2 attacks. I have a couple of questions. And I think I know the answer to one of them.
Just shoot.
So first of all, Do we allow multi-classes into 3 classes?
I
Just
say
2.
whatever the fuck you feel like, baby.
I feel like we established that it was like we are just doing full max damage of the chair. It doesn't you can multi-class into whatever you need to, but you can't just have like another person. That was our I feel like that was our rule set.
I did multi-class into 3 different class. Like I had 3 total classes on one character one time, and the DMs didn't die from a stroke, so I'm sure you'll be fine.
And according to Wizards of the Coast, you can multi-class into multiple different classes, more than just 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying. I believe for the rules of this, well, shit post, we were like, we can just multi-class into however many we needed to maximize the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with a thought experiment instead of a kind of instead of the actual one that I built. I wanted to see if just for shits and giggles I went with just fighter and see how much damage you could get with just a 20th level fighter. And that's it. So first of all, I took full advantage of having a race as a part of this.
Okay.
I don't know if that it doesn't really factor into it either way, but I went ASMR.
Alright.
Because with your ASMR wings out, you get plus 20 radiant damage on your attack roll.
How much damage?
A number equal to your level.
Because
And if we're going off of level 20, that'd be plus 20.
Yeah.
So we can add that in, we can not add that in, whatever you guys feel like. If you feel like that's extra.
No,
that counts.
Racial bonuses and abilities count.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is entirely theoretical, so yes, in this instance it would count.
So a 20th level samurai fighter
Oh gosh.
Dear
with
God.
great weapon master.
Oh no. You get like 16 different
And-
attacks, dude.
Actually, you're pretty close. 13 attacks total.
That's already, even if you're just hitting them with just the chair, that's already 13d8 damage, dude. Which is already
That's
more than
true.
both me and Mug.
But it gets crazier. Hold on.
Oh lord.
Mugrat, you guys are familiar with the disintegrate spell, right?
Oh yeah. I just
I'm
read
actually
it.
not.
I actually
The-
just read the stat block of it last night.
Hold on. Let me...
The math on this is kind of similar to that. In terms of how that's calculated, where it's a bunch of dice, and then the modifier is also pretty huge.
Oh yeah, cause what it's. I can't remember the D. It was like D10.
10d6.
Yeah, 10d6
10d6 plus 40.
plus 40.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
So, here's the math per attack. I also took a feat. The feat is the Battlemaster feat, which gives me 1 Battlemaster maneuver, just to add an additional d6 on top of it. Just to be funny.
All right.
Jesus
So-
Christ.
Every normal attack, mind you, all of these except for 2 have advantage because of Samurai.
Yeah.
You're looking at, per attack, 1d8 plus 15. The first attack also lands an additional 1d6 plus 20.
Oh my fucking god.
The total math for this is 13d8 plus 6 plus 20. Here's the kicker, plus 195.
Where the fuck do you get the 195 from?
13 attacks landing at plus 15 each.
Oh my fucking god.
So
That's a lot of damage.
that's a lot of damage.
Give us the total, Chief.
I don't know the total for the numbers. I didn't think we'd actually do like max damage
Of course.
for this.
Wha-
So let me whip out a computer calculator real quick.
This is
to
a
do the
concerning
damage.
amount of damage with a fucking chair, dude.
So 13 times 8 is 104. So 104 plus 6 plus 195. 195 plus 20. You're looking at 325 damage in 1 round of combat with no spells.
And that's we're assuming that it's all max dice.
All max dice, no crits.
I mean, still, even if you fuck them up a little bit, like,
To give
Jesus.
you some context for how much ludicrous damage this is, that's half of a Tarrasque's hit points.
This is with a chair.
You kneecap a Tarrasque with a chair.
You're hitting him in the left knee, dude. That's the weak point.
That wasn't even the main one that I was doing. That was just to see if a fighter could do it.
Jesus Christ.
So here's the one where I actually tried.
Oh god.
This is just a typical wooden chair. If it was a steel chair, though.
Oh yeah, think about it. If it's a greatsword, that's 2d6 instead of 1d8.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be looking at 26d6
Oh good.
instead of 13d6 or 13d8.
At that point, I would just tell the player like, no, you just killed him. Like, there's no.
You killed him with a fucking chair, dude.
It doesn't matter what
Yep.
you roll. Like, I don't care. You just killed him. I'm not sitting
So
here for
here's-
15.
So here's the backup plan.
The backup plan.
Now I have an additional question on top of this.
All right.
Okay.
There's a spell from Xanathar's Guide to Everything called Steel Wind Strike.
Okay.
Steel Wind Strike, for those that don't know, one of the this one's stretching it a bit. So
Oh
if
my
you
God,
guys
yeah,
don't feel
wait,
like
what
it works,
I'll just read it
Then-
out. I have the poster right up here. So, this is a 5th level conjuration. And it takes 1 action to cast it. And essentially, what it does is, so you flourish the weapon used in the casting and then vanish to strike like the wind, choosing up to 5 creatures you can see within range. The range is 30 feet. And then you must make a melee spell attack against each target. And on a hit, a single target takes 6d10 force damage.
Jeez.
And you can then teleport to an unoccupied space you see within 5 feet of one of your targets you hit or missed.
So,
Huh.
legit.
TLDR, you become Virgil from
You're
Devil May
fucking
Cry.
Virgil from DMC, yeah.
I was just literally gonna be like, so it's just the samurai movie thing where it's like they walk forward, just like zoom forward and strike 5 people.
No, like,
That's
I
essentially
think
what it is.
I think what it is yeah, they like dash forward, and then they like open and close their sword hilt.
Yeah.
And like fucking everything with like a gajillion feet just like gets sliced in half or some shit.
So here's the question I have for you. Because it requires a melee weapon, because it says you're essentially striking like the wind with the weapon, is it considered a spell attack, or would it be considered for this to be attacking with the chair?
Now, for the spell to work, from my understanding, you need a melee weapon that is
You
worth
do
at
need a
least
melee
one
weapon, yeah.
silver piece.
Yes.
How much is a chair worth?
That's an excellent question. Let's turn to the player's handbook to how heavy is the chair?
I don't think it's. I don't. Yeah, that's. I mean, are we weighing a chair's cost by how heavy it is?
And there's
Would you let me pose it this way?
Now
If you
let-
have a very nice mahogany chair.
let's now change this into the economics of purchasing a chair.
Because if a chair is worth at least one silver piece, then what I believe is, in order for this spell to work, you do need a weapon worth at least one silver piece, and therefore you are still using the chair because you're using it with the spell. So
That's the way I was thinking of it too.
So yeah, the way I would rule it is because you require a weapon, then yes, you are still technically using the weapon. It's more so as a buff on the weapon itself.
Yeah, I follow that, but I'm also sitting there going, but it also is screw that weapon's damage, and we're making it a spell attack.
That is also true.
There's many ways
a
you
side
can
to
roll
both.
this. There's many ways you can roll this. But assuming... So, have you found the price of a chair on the market? On the peasant market?
See, it would have been really nice if Jeremy Crawford had added in the cost for a pound of wood, but he didn't. So I don't know the cost of wood in D&D terms, but I assume a really nice chair would be worth a silver piece. Since the silver piece is essentially like...
Your artisanal, crafted, whatever.
Like, that's not even, like... It doesn't even have to be that much. Because, like, let's look at the price of a nice meal.
True.
Like, the price of a One
Okay.
day's stay
Okay,
at a
okay,
poor
okay.
inn is a silver piece.
So somebody actually made a suggestion on a forum for on D&D Beyond. They suggested, so take an IKEA catalog and convert prices so $1 is 1 copper. And I'm just gonna say this right now: a chair does not. A chair is gonna cost more than $10.
Yeah.
So, which 10 copper would be 1 silver piece. So therefore, yes.
Okay. Because I'm also thinking, like, a stay at a poor inn is 1 silver piece, too.
Like I said, if we're following that
Yeah.
ruling, we're just
Okay,
IKEA
so-
catalog, $1 is a copper.
Keep in mind, all of this is extra. Like, this isn't even crucial to what the crazy combo I've mathed out.
Yeah.
So, if we're doing this, the build is as follows. 2 levels in Paladin, 2 levels in Fighter, 16 levels in Sorcerer.
Okay.
Because I believe Sorcerers can get Steel Wind Strike. Let me just double check that to make sure I'm not
It
making an ass
is
of myself.
wizards. It is wizards and rangers.
Wizards and Rangers. Sorcerers cannot get it. Unfortunate.
But
Oh, well, I could just take another, like, level in Ranger and then prepare it. I have 15 levels in Sorcerer, 1 level Ranger, 2 levels Fighter, 2 levels Paladin. So here's the crucial thing. Before combat, I get 2 actions, because I put
That's
forward
what
that
we
we all
agreed
get 2
upon, yeah.
actions.
That's what we agreed upon before we started this podcast.
And I am taking full advantage of this 2 actions. I'm going to activate the Protector ASMR ability for plus 20 damage.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast Holy Weapon on the chair.
Oh god.
Holy Weapon gives you plus 2d8 radiant damage on a weapon hit.
Okay.
So the total math... Oh, by the way, it's going to be 3 smites at 4th level and 1 smite at 5th level. It caps out at 5d8 damage at 4th level. The 5th level is just because I ran out of spell slots.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you're taking that into account as well.
So yeah, I'm making sure to keep track of the spell slots too, because that's very crucial.
yeah,
Yeah.
So here's what we do with 2 levels Paladin, 2 levels Fighter, 15 levels Sorcerer, 1 level Ranger. Just to get Steel Wind Strike. Let me do the math real quick. Alright, so 1 attack. 1 attack. Keep in mind, I only get 4 attacks because of Action Surge.
Yeah.
1 attack is 1d8 plus 7d8 plus 5 for strength.
Okay.
Let me see. Where am I getting that from? Hold on. I did this math a long time ago, by the way, so apologies in advance for all the, like, having to juggle things. Oh, the plus 10's from Great Weapon Master. How could I forget? Oh, I forgot to factor Great Weapon Master into the math for... It's fine, whatever. Comes out to 1d8 plus 7d8 plus 5, or 15, if you throw in the damage from Great Weapon Master. That first attack also has plus 20. Or a combined total of 4d8 plus 28d8 plus 80 damage with a chair. And that 28 is 32d8 if it's fighting a undead.
So we're gonna factor that in as well, because we didn't exactly specify what enemy you would be attacking.
I did the math
So-
for both of them.
That's good to hear. Alright,
So
so let's hear it.
You also need to know that I went into Sorcerer. And as Sorcerer, I can spend a couple points to meta magic a spell from an action to a bonus action. So as my bonus action, I would like to cast Steel Wind Strike for an additional 6d10 damage. So with all of that added on, let's do the math here.
Jesus.
8, 24, 32 points of damage, plus 28, 28 times 8, plus 32, plus 80, Oh yeah, and there's a D6 in there as well from the Battle Master maneuver on that first attack. So +6.
Oh, good Christ.
So, oh, and plus D10, so plus an additional 60.
Oh, good Christ.
Fellas, I think we have a winner.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
1 round of combat, 4 attacks and a bonus action spell. 342 damage without Steel Wind Strike. 402 damage with Steel Wind Strike, not against undead.
Good lord.
Oh boy, I think my cat is whinging and complaining.
That also comes out to 434 points of damage against an undead.
So if you ever wanted to delete a lich from general existence,
Let me see how much health a lich has.
How much,
definitely not 400, I don't think.
How much health does a
Probably
Tarrasque
not.
have?
A Tarrasque is somewhere in the 670 range.
That's half their fucking health, dude.
A little over their
That's
half
true.
their health.
A lich has 135 hit points.
You would actually kill it instantly because
Kill
you'd be
it
doing
3
twice
times
its
over.
That's not
You'd be
even
doing-
with the steel wind.
Yeah, I can straight insta-kill a... Well, I can't insta-kill it because it has to take that damage from one source. But I can drop him and then 2 attacks for the kill. It's radiant damage. I don't know if that...
It would probably affect him. He is undead.
There is the rejuvenation feature, so I've got 10 days before I gotta whip out the chair again.
And that's more than enough time for you to regain all spell slots and try your attack again.
Oh, yeah. The chair is fucked, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that chair is
I
a
don't think the chair
one-time
can
use.
handle... Yeah.
It's a one-time use only.
You're gonna have to find another chair.
The money I get, though, from killing the Lich, I can buy a chair made of solid platinum and get a Holy Avenger chair.
Holy Jesus Christ.
Now I want to play this character, a paladin that just walks around with a chair and is seeking to make the perfect chair.
Yeah, it's literally watching. The best way I can describe it is literally just you just watch a man get just get sent to the next dimension by a
Sent
metal
into the Shadow Realm.
yeah, by a metal folding chair from like a wrestling event. Just like you just get what. Go on.
Wrestler comes out of nowhere, casts Holy Weapon on chair.
Now, like, and honestly, I'm sitting here going, like, honestly, this could only get more ridiculous if you also have other people assisting you in this ridiculousness.
Oh yeah, like if you added, like, haste, for example, on top of that Samurai Fighter, you could get an additional 1d8 plus 15 out of that.
That and various other, like, damage and, like, like even, like, Bardic Inspiration, I think, would help out a little bit, but...
Yeah.
Like...
Now, I will say, there are pros and cons to each one. The stupid 2 levels in this, 16 levels in that, that's basically 1 round of combat, and then you're turning into a sorcerer for the rest of the fight.
Yep. So essentially what you are is you are a glass cannon.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you're gonna fucking fold like paper.
It is...
Yep.
It's legitimately you have one move. One move. It's the 5-point heart exploder from Kill Bill. Like,
It is,
yeah.
yeah.
like you just can, except you can only do that once. That's it.
5-point exploding chair technique.
Yeah. And then
Now,
you do that once per combat. That's it. Then you're just like, well, crap, I gotta pull out my handgun.
Yeah.
now, here's the thing though. This is with a chair. This isn't considering any other
Yeah.
type of weapon.
Oh, yeah. No, and if we're talking...
Imagine it with a great axe.
Yeah, if you're talking, like, legit weapons, the damage just skyrockets.
Yeah. So, because like I said, the whole point of this episode is to see how much damage you can do with a chair. Something so mundane and so overlooked at. And probably half the DMs don't even expect their players to use it as a weapon. Well,
That's what makes it perfect.
that's what makes it the perfect conversation topic.
Now, truly, the unexpected, a spoon.
How about a plate?
I just, for my own amusement, I looked up another creature that I thought the chair could insta-kill, a kraken. Yeah, the kraken's left with 72 hit points.
You're gonna kill it like 8 times over, dude.
I
Like,
almost insta-killed a kraken.
I'm sorry. I'm literally sitting here just like, I just imagine that Kraken just comes up, just goes, ah, and then just dies.
Whack, 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 whack! This is 4 attacks, too. Keep that in mind. 4 attacks.
Like, yeah, I made the joke about the whole like samurai whacks something and then just like sheath sword and then it just dies. This is literally that move.
Yeah. I knew that I needed to take advantage of the bonus action somehow. I just couldn't figure out how, and then I was like, oh hey, sorcerers exist. I can steal Wind Strike as a bonus action if I play my cards right.
Yeah,
What else can be insta-killed by the chair paladin? How about Demigorgon? Let's see what the Demigorgon says.
oh jeez.
actually, I think I know who can get instant killed by the chair. And this is actually gonna make me laugh so goddamn hard because I'm looking at the rulebook that is giving me a lot of inspiration right now for the campaign I want to run. Which is, the book I'm referring to is Descent into Avernus. I'm using this for a lot of inspiration. And there were some creatures that made me laugh a little. And...
For a solid
oh yeah, you're gonna... So how much damage do you do?
around 400.
You instantly kill Yunogu.
Yes! Fuck you, Yunogu, bam!
For any context, that is essentially the god of gnolls. That's a god. This is technically an abyss god, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, does Paladin's Might work on fiends or is it just undead?
He's true. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's literally the chair paladin, killer of god.
Undead or fiend! I can kill Demigorgon in one hit! Demigorgon's got 406 hit points.
You almost instantly kill the Archduke Zariel of Avernus. This is the god of hell, pretty much.
With a chair!
With the fucking chair.
Hit him with the chair!
Because Zariel is a large fiend, because they're a devil, and they have about 580 hit points. This is fucking ludicrous.
It's literally call an ambulance, but not for me. Whack!
But not for me. Someone's about to get murdered down here in Avernus.
No. Yeah,
I can mark a Baylor too. No problem. I can actually straight up insta kill a Baylor because it only has 262 hit points.
I just
And this, keep in mind, this isn't even factoring crits into account.
No.
If I crit, I'm doing like 800 damage. I could murk a Tarrasque if every one of them is a crit. I'm coming for you, Tarrasque.
You can kill almost 3 Narzigons.
I can kill anything with a chair. But again, like, this is a very, like... Oh, even then, like, you're still a couple levels in Paladin, you're still a couple levels in Fighter. You can still cast things as a sorcerer because you've still got tons of spell slots.
hold on.
I just hate how you can almost kill Zariel, dude. Holy shit.
Let me do the math a second time, just to be sure that I'm doing this right. So Zariel's a fiend, yeah?
Yeah, they're a devil. With an AC of 21, I believe.
32
Let me get their stat sheet.
times 8. Because I'm dealing the additional damage from Smite as well.
So yeah, Archduke Zariel of Avernus. Fucking, yeah, AC 21, hit points 580.
580, okay. I can't quite hit that with normal damage. The highest I can roll against a fiend with no crits is 428 damage.
That is almost 5. Jesus. No, but the fact that you could almost kill this fucking actual god is just fucking stupid.
I'm just whacking him with the Cheem's horny stick meme. I'm just imagining that sound
Does that
effect
count
on
as
Paladin's
holy
might.
damage, by the way? The chair?
Yeah?
Yeah, or like radiant damage?
Most of it's radiant damage.
Yeah, I guess so. Now they can't regen.
Yes. See? Hit him with the chair.
She only dies, yeah, she only dies at the start of her turn if she has 0 hit points and can't regen.
I'll save one first level spell slot just to finish her off.
This is so fucking stupid.
Because I still have first level spell slots.
Actually kill Nabisco, that you kill fucking Yunoga, dude.
With a chair. I mean, it doesn't increase my damage that much to do, like a great axe or something. Because, like, if it's a normal great axe with max damage, and keep in mind, this has to be max damage, okay? I gotta roll all 8s on 36 d8s.
Yes.
I mean, even
That's impossible.
No,
well,
it's not impossible, it's just very unlikely.
yes, very
It's impossible.
unlikely.
It might as well be impossible.
May as well
The
be. Yeah.
probability-
Functionally impossible.
I used to know data management. There would actually be a formula to figure out the probability of all this, but let me tell you, it's next to impossible.
It
Sorry,
yeah.
I forgot to add the +6 from my Battlemaster thing.
We're talking fractions of a percentage.
Yeah.
Just
Keep in mind, though, I can do things like great weapon fighting as fighter to reroll 1s and 2s.
oh yeah. So I mean, like, still, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage. It just not 400 damage.
Yeah, sadly, 434 points of damage is very out of my range.
The best, well, I think the best you can hope for, at least against an undead, would
Maybe
be
100, 200.
no, not 100, 200. I would still say you would probably get up there into like the 250s, maybe even 300.
Yeah, because remember, I'm adding +80. on
Oh
top
yeah,
of it.
no, yeah, that's like, yeah, that's close to 250, I'd say, yeah.
But I mean, if you roll really well on like most of the dice, like if we're talking about 6, 7s, and even 8s on a couple of them, I mean, you're probably gonna still hit like 350.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it against an undead, there is a possibility of hitting 400.
Yeah. Or Insta-Fiend in this case.
Or a fiend. There is a possibility. It's very unlikely, but it's way more than getting all 8s.
Yeah. And keep in mind, Holy Weapon, concentration a minute. I can just keep whacking with an additional 2d8 radiant damage each turn.
Unless concentration
Yeah.
is broken.
So in
That
other
is
words, you're in the fight against Zariel. In order to take over Avernus, your character would probably do just fine.
Yep. I just need a chair.
And like
Chair
20
in a
levels.
dream.
Like 20 fucking levels.
And to get taught by rangers, and I need to spend some time practicing with the sword, then I need to take up a Holy Paladin order.
Yeah.
Literally, it's the I have dedicated my entire life to this moment.
My life for chair fighting.
Only to hit all ones.
You know it'll happen. You land a crit and all of your crit dice are 1s. You just cry.
So did you do calculations for crit damage, Shorty?
Oh no, I can do that though.
Oh,
Multiply all the dice by 2.
oh jeez.
Let's just do it. So we got 340.
So we're not okay,
434.
so there are 2 ways you can roll crits in D&D. These are the 2 most common ways that DMs like to roll it, and I'm just gonna point this out just so that nobody's confused. The first method is, and I'm not a fan of this method personally, but you do your dice roll and then you just simply multiply your damage by 2. That is one way of doing it. The second way of doing it, which is the way I like to personally roll it, is you multiply the dice by 2. So let's say you do 2d8 damage on whatever, and you roll a nat 20, you now roll 4d8 damage. This is the way I like to personally rule it. But for the sake of this, we should probably do both calculations. So I'll be the first one. So what's the max damage? Like 430, something like that?
I mean, honestly, I don't know if that necessarily makes it different. Well, does it?
Here, I've already gone through most of the calculations for the crit damage against an undead.
Or in this case, a fiend.
Well, fiend or undead, whatever. Same difference for smites.
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry.
And... oh my.
You're killing
That's a lot of
Zariel
damage.
like twice over, aren't you?
You're killing a Tarrasque one shot.
Crit full damage.
So,
You're looking
okay,
at
wait,
668 damage.
so this is the doubling the dice method, right?
I mean, they're both the same method when it comes to this calculation.
I guess, yeah, technically, yeah.
So against a fiend or undead, if you get all crits, you get max damage on all the dice, which, by the way, like, 64... 8,
How much damage you said? 600 and what?
668. You're looking at 74 dice, getting the max number on all of them.
668, right?
Yeah, 668 damage on a crit. With max damage. Impossible.
600,
Functionally
668.
impossible.
Yeah, the Tarrasque would be left with 8 HP left.
Just enough for a bonus action Steel Wind Strike, which I
Yup.
didn't factor into it because it can't crit.
Yep.
But I'll factor that in now. That's plus 60 damage. 728. I can kill a Tarrasque in one
You're
round
killing a
of combat.
Tarrasque in one hit.
If it's a fiend, though. That's the problem. If it's
it
a
isn't.
fiend. I know it isn't.
I mean,
I'm just
still,
saying, if it was a fiend, that because I was calculating that damage.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
so, and the non-fiend / undead was what, 404?
Yeah, 434 for no crits, non-undead.
Oh, I
So
thought...
if we just multiply the dice by 2, then that's 868 still. Oh wait, no,
What?
what? Actually, no, it wouldn't be, because, yeah, you got all those buffs that you don't count in for the crit.
Yeah, plus 80.
So, yeah. So, 434 times 2, minus 80.
No, minus 160 at that point.
Oh, yeah, minus 160. So you do 708 damage.
I can still kill a Tarrasque.
That can still kill a Tarrasque.
And it's magical damage? Let's see what Tarrasque can even stand up for.
This is where the fucking chair, people.
At that point, the chair is smoking, and and then the last hit, it just shatters into, just divine energy.
It shatters into like a million splinters, like.
Just... well, what's it's the SpongeBob thing. It's it's like just by the end of it, this pencil's smoking. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's just you applying the buffs.
Yeah, Tarrasque has no resistances or immunities to those damage types, which would all be radiant and magical bludgeoning.
So it's dead.
I can murk a Tarrasque.
It is 7 feet in the ground.
It's theoretically possible.
In theory, yes.
Functionally, it's not gonna happen.
No.
No.
Like, you're still gonna basically kick the Tarrasque's ass.
Oh my gosh. Guys, Steel Wind Strike is a melee spell attack. It can crit.
Oh crap, no!
So add another 60 to both of those numbers.
So that's 768
68
total damage without this even being a fiend. So you're going to be doing... You're going to almost kill Zariel twice over, almost. Which is fucking hilarious to me. And this is with a goddamn chair.
With a chair. It's not that much more damage if you're using another weapon, so I guess the weapon doesn't really matter.
No.
But the chair
But
makes it
it's-
funnier, so it does matter.
Yeah.
I can already hear the uras from you hitting the person with the chair so many times.
Yeah. I mean, with that kind of power, you hit him with the chair just explodes.
I think any DM would say that, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Especially if it's like just some like random fucking wooden chair that you just stole from an inn.
Yeah.
Like, you hit him
Jeez,
with
man.
the force of a neutron star. But also,
Yeah.
the chair essentially burns up from how quickly you're hitting that person with the chair.
Yep.
What's actually really funny though is the Tarrasque also has legendary resistance, where if it just fails a saving throw, it could just succeed. If it feels
The
like
good news is I don't have to make him fail any saving throws because
Yeah.
it's all attack roll.
Yep.
That's what I was worried about because I was like, hold on, is it a saving throw? Nope, it's a melee spell attack.
Now I'm literally sitting here just like Tarrasque is like, he's casting a spell. Haha, it's a good thing I have the ability to re-roll saving throws. There's no saving throws here.
What's really funny is its legendary actions are actually pretty not too interesting.
No.
What's even funnier is the reflective carapace on the Tarrasque. Quote, anytime a Tarrasque is targeted by a magic missile spell, a line spell, or a spell that requires a ranged attack roll, it has a chance of reflecting. Melee attack is not affected by that either.
Oh yeah, because these are all different melee attacks, even if they are magical.
Bypasses immunity, bypasses resistance, bypasses reflective carapace.
Tarrasque was so cocky when he stepped into the ring and then got smoked within 3 seconds.
The chair fighter paladin ranger sorcerer.
I mean, in theory, if you want to use random numbers, and assuming the DM rolls all 33 d20s and gets a 20 on all of them, I'm pretty sure the Tarrasque would technically have about almost 1,000 health instead, which you wouldn't kill it at that point, but it would still be heavily damaged.
I never know. We need to do an episode on the Tarrasque at some point because I never noticed before that its hit die is a d20.
Yes, and there's 33 of them.
Oh, gee.
That is more dice than I have, and I fucking bought a bag of tricks, okay?
Tune in at some point for the Tarrasque episode,
Good lord.
I guess. The
Yes.
highest challenge creature in the game.
It does only have 3 int though, which is kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
I
It can
mean,
fail an intelligence save.
It's not that smart.
Uh,
No, but it could choose to succeed instead if it wants to.
3 times a day.
Yeah, 3 times a day.
Just keep polymorphing it. Keep making it take charisma saves. This isn't a Tarrasque episode. We'll do Tarrasques another time.
We're running out of things to talk about.
I don't think we can talk about anything else. We found the pinnacle of chair smacking.
I mean, if it's a shorter episode, that's fine.
no,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we got through it and we did, here is the theoretical maximum amount of damage you can do with a chair. And we have
It's
come,
entirely possible that I'm wrong too.
it is, I mean, honestly, if we're wrong, people will yell at us in the comments. So,
Yeah.
This is the highest amount that we discovered. That we like researched. They researched. I was busy writing.
I put research in air quotes for me.
Yeah. So
Well, I
fuck
hope
it.
all of you had fun watching and learning about chairs.
I'm gonna go cry now because I gotta record another thing with Mug and another person that hasn't appeared on the podcast yet.
You do that.
Yep. Ed signing out, I guess, or whatever the fuck we say nowadays.
This has been the Shower Initiative podcast saying, hit him with the chair.
Yeah.
And don't get hit by a car. I heard that shit fucking hurts, man.